Now here's something that I think retro computing aficionados will find interesting. It's a single board computer based on the Motorola 6809, which came out, I think, late 1970s. This thing's called a Compacta Uniboard, and it was designed in 1982. Now, I bought this thing in the early 80s, and it was a partial kit. You got the circuit board and a couple of ROMs and a couple of pre-programmed GALs, gate array logic. So just those 4 chips, and you had to buy everything else yourself and install it. So let's have a look at what this thing does. Look at the interfaces first. We've got interfaces for floppy disks, a 34-way connector for a 5-inch floppy, and a 50-way connector for 8-inch floppies. Then we have an expansion port where the address lines and data lines and a few other signals come out, so you can connect something else to this system. This is it looks a bit rough, but it's the serial port. It's got both RS-232 via 1488, 1489 receivers and transmitters, and also 20 milliamp current loop for teletype. Keyboard here, a parallel keyboard. Printer interface, again parallel. Power comes in here, plus 12 volts, plus 5 volts, and optionally minus 12. We'll get to that in a minute. Video interface, composite video there, and separated video sync and video on that one. So that's the externals. Now what's on the board? Well, there's the 6809, dynamic memory array there. Floppy disk controller, that's a 1797, although the board calls for a 1793, Western Digital these are. I think they're compatible. I've got to look into that. I mean, why else did I put that in there if they weren't compatible? Not sure what's going on. I've got to look into it. A DMA controller used for floppy disk transfers. This is the monitor ROM containing the monitor program. A UART or ACIA, asynchronous communications interface adapter, which talks to the serial port. A parallel interface adapter, or this thing's called a VIA, versatile interface adapter, which contains 2 8-bit ports for the keyboard and the printer. A 6845 CRT controller. This is the character generator ROM for the video, and pretty much everything else is glue. Did I mention the part number on that? The DMA controller is a 6844. Now you see there's a few missing chips around the place. This one and its parts are not there because that's a negative switching regulator for producing minus 12 volts from the plus 12 volts. And you can leave that out as long as you can put minus 12 volts in here, which is what I plan on doing. It does have a negative 5 volt regulator running off that 12 volt, minus 12 for something. I haven't been able to find out what that actually goes to, but I put it in, so must have needed it. These 2 chips are 74LS 244 or 5, I think, and a 74LS 373 or 4. Can't remember which, but I don't know why they're not there. I must have taken them out because I needed them, but I've found since on this old junk board from somewhere, both the chips that I need are on here, so and they're all socketed, so I'll easily be able to transplant from here to there. This one, it says not used, and it isn't used. There's no connections going to it. So maybe that's there for wiring in patches or something, don't know what. Yeah, you could stick a chip in there and then run wire up wire around the place to fulfill some function that was overlooked, not sure. This one here is for 2 opto couplers for the for the 20 milliamp current loop, so not used. Reset button there. There's a dip switch, and one of those switches is also the reset button, which seems a bit silly. I wish they had put in 8 switches, because it could easily have been done. These are used for options. So if you run the OS 9 operating system, these can be used to select the type of disk and or the baud rate of the UART. I'm not sure how that's accomplished, but with only 3 available switches after you take away the reset one, there's not much flexibility there. So they could have, there's no reason why they couldn't have put 8 in there and left the reset to his. Anyway, so what I plan on doing with this is, I've got this ATX power supply with the voltages coming out here, and I'll just wire that into the power inputs there. Now for a keyboard, and I've got to come up with a TV somewhere to connect this video output to it. I think I'll just get my big fat 40-inch TV and stick it over there on the desk and see what we can spot. Keyboard, in the catacombs I found this thing from back in the day. It's quite a nice little keyboard. Southwest Technical Products Corporation, and cut that off short. Maybe I'll just use that same wire. I should be able to, yeah, I'll just stick a header on that. That'll be close enough. Now this chip being pretty old, what's the date on it? It's an AY52376, and it's 78, is it, or 79? It's an old MOS chip, and like a lot of old MOS chips, it needs minus 12 volts, which is a bit of a nuisance, in addition to 5 volts. And the Uniboard pretty much expects you'll be using that sort of a chip, so minus 12 volts is made available on here. I'm going to have to, I do need the minus 12. Minus 12 is also used for the RS232, but I don't know what this minus 5 volts is used for. A couple other things. These two things here are just resistor packs, just headers that plug into a socket with resistors stuck across and little caps that don't stick on very well. And yeah, so I think that pretty much covers it. The next step is to try and fire this thing up, put in those missing chips, stick some bolts in, connect the monitor, see if I get anything there, and if that shows signs of life, I'll connect that keyboard to here and see if we can make this monitor do something. I've disassembled that and dug through a fair bit of it, and it's a very simple monitor. You can display and alter memory, tell it to boot off a floppy, test memory, and that's about it, I think. I'll set the baud rate of the ACIA, only a few functions, and if you look through the ROM, the only text in it is 3 or 4 error messages, and I'm not sure what size ROM that is, but it's only about half full anyway, so it's not a very sophisticated monitor program. Alright, so I'll stick some volts in and see what happens.